Hi everyone, it's Christian Butzek of Remax Crest here in downtown Vancouver. And the topic of today's video blog is I want to walk you through the total purchase costs when you buy a home in Vancouver. So let's take a look at this, and this applies to Vancouver. It also applies to other parts of the province as well. Couple of things. I'm going to assume that you are a permanent resident or a citizen of Canada, okay? And secondly, that you are buying a resale property. You are not purchasing a pre-sale. That's going to be different. This is for a resale, meaning somebody's already lived in there before, okay? Now, let's walk through it. So let's assume you're looking for a townhouse. Maybe you're in Richmond. You find a place you really like, and we are able to negotiate an offer for about $800,000. All right. So we're going to get that on the board, $800,000. The single biggest expense you're going to face is what's called the property transfer tax, or the PTT. This is due on the closing date, and it goes to the government in Victoria. On $800,000, your property transfer tax will be $14,000. Okay. You may be wondering, how did I do that calculation so quick? Well, I've done this quite a few times, but it's actually very simple. It's going to be 1% on the first 200,000. And we're just going to draw that up here on first 200K. And then it's going to be 2% on the balance up to 2 million. Up to 2 million. And we're just going to assume up to 2 million. We're not going to go further than that today. For the appraisal, your bank is going to order one, and that normally will be done a day or two before subjects are removed. And the appraisal is going to be about $300, okay? And hot tip here, what you can do is you can ask your mortgage broker to waive this. If he really likes you, sometimes they will. Also, our bank, what they did was after about 6 months, they paid us this money back. So, you know, if you can save $1, save $1. The inspection for a home is normally going to cost, for a larger home, is going to be about $500, give or take. Okay. Moving along, we have realtor fees. Now, the realtor fees are good news here for you. The buyer's agent is actually paid from the seller's commission, right? So the seller and the seller's agent have met. They've made a commission agreement, and from that commission agreement, half of that's going to go to the buyer's agent. So as the buyer, there's no money directly coming from you for your buyer's agent. And which is a nice bonus too, right? Which is why, you know, all the smart people out there, they run out and get a buyer's agent because they realize they're going to pay that no matter what anyway, because it's the fee has already been agreed to by the seller and the listing agent. Finally, legal fees with a mortgage, you're looking around $1,200. That's the present going rate here in Vancouver. If you go out to the suburbs like New West and even further Surrey, you can maybe get those reduced by a couple $100, okay? So what's the grand total? If we add it all up, we're gonna come to about $816,000 on an $800,000 purchase, okay? And again, you can see that most of this here is the property transfer tax, PTT. So that's going to take up a majority of your closing costs. These are often called closing costs, okay? And you want to have them ready at closing, of course, because that's when you're going to have to pay them. But that's it. Those are the costs in a nutshell. If you've got more questions about that, feel free to reach out and get in touch, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.